Welcome back to the fig greenhouse. We're in Southern Illinois, Zone 7. I'm Troy, and this is going to start a new series. I'm getting ready to prune all my trees back. It's late November, and they're not quite dormant. We've been getting some nights that we've been in the 30s every night now for about a week. There is a few figs still on the tree, still trying to ripen, but they're really not much left to be desired for. There's not a lot of sweetness. There's a few varieties that are doing good, but for the most part, they're done for the season, what there is left. But we are going to start into pruning all these trees, and here in about a week, we're going to have 2 nights in a row. The low is going to be 21 and 23. So I got 7, 8 days before that happens. So we're going to set into pruning these back. I'm going to go through and just take the rest of the leaves off and cut them back and get our boxes put on, because I don't want these trees exposed to 21-degree temperatures at night. They probably could take it, but I have gotten to this point by not taking the chance, so I'm not going to take the chance. And I'm going to bring you along with me while we prune these trees and show you how we do it. There's several different low cordon styles and Espalier styles of trees in here. And I'm going to show you everything I've got going on in this greenhouse and what we're going to get pruned back and how we're going to do it and cover them up for the winter. So we'll get it started here. All right. So our first tree here we're going to prune. Kind of get the camera set there. So this is norella. You see it's still got a fig on it. We just want to get rid of that. It's got a few green ones up here at the top. We'll just reach in here and we'll want to trim all this back. Just got a pair of pruners. Go ahead and I'll come back and pick the figs up and get them out of here. I don't like to leave them in here for the winter. I'm just going to prune off what's left. Pretty simple. All the leaves that are off in here we've pruned off. So that fig there ain't worth nothing. So all right, so this is my norella tree. I'll get my big pruner out here. What I'm thinking here is I want to keep as many apical buds as I can. But like this branch here growing out from the bottom, it needs to go. Now, I'm going to say something. There's maybe a fig trying to start right there or something. Maybe it's a breba. Maybe it's another branch that wants to just come out this way, but I've already got this branch here. So I'm going to go ahead and prune this off anyway completely. I don't really care that it grows from under there. I don't. Now, if I needed to replace this part of the tree, I would rather have a lower branch to do that with if I was going to cut this off here. But that's not what we're doing. So I want to go ahead and completely eliminate this in hopes that it don't come back, and also to ensure that it heals up right. I'm going to cut it on the line. Now, I don't know if you know what I mean by when I say I'm going to cut it on the line. I'll show you up here on these other ones. And I really probably need to get the GoPro camera out to show this. But there is a line right where it joins the other tree. Every one of them has it. Or it has a line there or there or there. So when you're pruning these trees, it's a good idea, long-term speaking, to just cut it on the line like that. And it will heal over. In a year from now, I'll come back in about a year from now and I'll show you what how this is healed up under here. You really should pinch those off, but I got kind of lazy and behind on my work, so I didn't do that this year. I kind of let some things grow, and I let a few get out of hand, but that happens. So, and I want to leave as many apical buds. I like this design and style, but this one here is really up, and it's going to be up out of our 4-foot box. So I need to keep these trees inside my 4-foot box. I kind of would like to see some branching come off of here next season. So I think I'm going to leave a few buds. There's a bud on the back side here. There's one here, here, and here. I think I'm going to kind of maybe come up to about right here, and hopefully we can get some branching coming this way. And that'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. We'll leave about 4 or 5. There's 5 buds on there. So we're just going to leave about 5 buds and just cut that back like that. And that is it. That's all I want to do to that tree. It's within the box. Leaving these apical buds like this will ensure that I get a lot earlier fruit off this tree. It's going to be interesting to even come back and compare them. Just how much earlier this fruit will be this next year, regardless of what the weather is. When you leave, you want to leave as many apical buds as possible. There's a little nub in here. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate it because I don't feel like it is something that needs to grow out here next year, because I've got one here and one here, and they're about 6-8 inches apart. So I think that's good. It probably, with those two being here, I don't really need this one either. So we'll go ahead and eliminate it. And I think the rest of these are all good. And while a lot of people won't root these little pieces like this, and I'm just going to show you just how small they are. I'll make a video. I'm going to root these myself for me. These are the cuttings I keep for me to raise trees and sell trees. It's just, I don't know. I find it fun to root little pieces like that, and I'll show you later on how I do this. So this is how we're going to prune this tree. It's a norella, and then we'll label these, take them in, cut them down into 10-inch sticks, and make cuttings out of them. All right, we're here on another tree we're going to prune. This is Black Greek that we're looking at. It's got quite a bit of pruning that needs to be done on it. It's kind of unique. This portion of this tree right here is what it was originally when I planted it down through here, and then this branch grew, and then this branch here kind of grew. You can tell that this is older wood and this is a little younger wood right here. But we got to trim a bunch of this off. I got to get it under where it's inside this box, and I think I'm going to get it down to about 30 inches. It'll be about as tall as I want this to be. So this is going to be a pretty harsh pruning on it, but I got to try to get some more shape. And I'm also going to, this branch here, we're going to pull over this way like this. So this is about the 30-inch mark, about right here. We're going to get rid of this right here. Now, I'm also going to get rid of all of this old wood that's in here in the way. There's no point in having it. Need to cut that a little more on the line because I don't want that growing back. And I'm thinking I might keep this one here and train it kind of this way so that I can bring another branch out and fill this area out over here. I don't need this thing back here. We'll get rid of it. I don't need this little thing under here or this one down here. Now, let's go around and over here on this other side. I don't need this old, and you can see this is old growth. We're going to get rid of that. Now, this one here, as you can see, now you can't see over there on that video, but you can see here on my chest video that this branch is outside the box. So it's got to be cut back over here. And to be honest with you, what I am thinking is that this branch here, I am going to just cut back like this. And then this can grow out this way. This one can grow out this way. We're going to trim this one back and pull it that direction. Train it this direction so it can grow out over here. And then this one will be able to grow out over here, kind of the way that we have done this other tree over here next to me. If you can see, this is my Delson Wamiron. This will be kind of more of the style that this tree over here is. Kind of like that. Kind of an open, crowned type tree where, and then it just has one out, and then we'll trim them back. So I'm going to grow this tree in that style. So what that'll end up doing is we'll have a Mount Etna that is in that style there, and then we have a low cordon Mount Etna in norella that we just pruned that'll show us a different form of the same variety, and we can compare how the two different styles work versus each other. And I realize they're kind of different varieties, but they're still both, even one's norella and one's black Greek marius, they're still Mount Etna trees. So we're going to do a little comparisons here and just see what they might like the best as far as a growing form, which way they will fruit the best. Being we're going to be pruning them every year. Trying to put my cuttings over here out of the way because we got some more to do. Now, so I'm going to get rid of this one here completely and just let these three branches carry it. That's getting a little thick. I think I'm going to get the saw out for that. This is just a Frisker Pro pull saw. Does a real good, quick, clean job. Frisker Pro. Most of your farm stores carry it. Menards. I think I got that one at Menards. So we just make, let's see, we know we can make this one about the same height, so we'll kind of just get in there and get that one. Look how much is there. A lot of cuttings. Now, since we know we're going to be training this thing, we're going to pull it over here and see what it kind of looks like where we might train it to. Tuck it under our branch here. And I'm kind of thinking that if we bring it out to here and tie it to there, it can kind of start coming up from there. So we'll just kind of, let's back it up to about right there. That'll work. And then we'll just take one of these here. Put it down in the ground. We'll hammer it down and tie it off. And then next season it'll come and grow right back up and it's ready to go. So, and this one here, I could probably put another one of them over here and kind of tie that this way so that it's kind of trained for next season. So, there's the Black Greek pruned back.